for Washington as we sit here on December 26th, 2024. We're on the stream. I'm going to do it right now. I have to pinch myself because it honestly is a foreign feeling that I have right now as a fan. For the first time in my lifetime, ownership, head coach, GM, quarterback, all on the same page. All on the same page. And I know I catch a lot of crap from you all because you think I speak in hyperboles. I just stand on business. I'm not used to that. That's what that is. But I genuinely feel like, forget the context of the National Football League for a second. In terms of the organizations in professional sports that are best geared for the future, Washington's got to be right near the top of that list. From organizational structure to hype surrounding the team with the potential new stadium on the way, and the quarterback has completely captured the hearts of this fan base. This past Sunday against Philadelphia was another chapter in the book of Daniels. I know y'all probably thinking, oh Lord, here come the church chords. He talking gospel-y. No, look, the book of Daniels is a special book. And it's not yet finished, and it won't be finished for a long time. It is going to be a series. You know what I'm saying? Something like a Lemony Snicket series. And if you know about Lemony Snicket, that means you're a real book reader, and I appreciate you. But in all actuality, Washington right now has everything you could want. This is the ideal set of circumstances that as a fan, you want your favorite pro sports team to be in. Sunday, like I said, was another chapter in the book of Daniels, and it was more special after the fact than it was in real time, is what I would say. I feel like in real time, yes, I appreciated it. We were out at Tom's Watch Bar at MGM National Harbor. It was awesome. Dealing with the game and going through the game with you all as fans was awesome to experience as well. But like when I take the 1,000-foot view of what actually happened this past Sunday, it's bonkers. It's bonkers. And I know some of you all out there are like me, right? What I call it SLS, a score and lover syndrome. You've been burned so many times by this franchise that it's hard for you to all the way lean in. I'll say this. If you weren't all the way 2 feet in, 10 toes down, however you want to say it, with this group, after Sunday's win against Philadelphia, how can you not be? Especially when you add the context of this thing. Washington turned the football over 5 different times on Sunday. And if you count the turnover on downs, turned it over 6 different times. Yet this group was still able to muster up 36 points against the NFL's best defense since about week 5, week 6 of the regular season. So it's super impressive what this group did. And I mentioned it with my conversation with Charles Davis. I look at Cliff Kingsbury and go, hey, bro, on behalf of the DMV, I apologize to you. See, there were some of us out there, intent this guy, that wasn't really subscribing to this theory that, the Cliff is real. A lot of you out there subscribed to this theory during that 3-game losing streak that Cliff was an idiot, that Cliff didn't know what the hell he was doing. Can I add some context to this? You think about it this way. Not only is Cliff Kingsbury, for my money, doing the best job out of any offensive coordinator here in the NFL, I'll even go a step further. If Cliff wasn't the guy working with Jayden, I'm not sure Jayden reaches this height in year number 1. And I know Cliff is not the type of egotistical maniac that'll take all the credit for it. But can we be real for a second? Each and every week, Jayden makes about 7 to 8 jaw-dropping plays, whether it's a throw, whether it's a run. The tight window throws is something that, I really feel like, hey, bro's got a special ability. The throw that he makes on a rope to Jamison Crowder, if you look at when the ball was released relative to where Crowder was in his break, it's all trust, it's all film study, and that's what I love about this kid the most, man. And if you play back some of my tapes from the summer on Overtime or at the beginning of the regular season, when I was championing for this group, It was very clear. The reason this kid is special is because of the work he puts in the classroom. And you hear it all the time, right? Sometimes it's disingenuous at times when you hear folks rave about somebody's work ethic. The thing I love about Jayden Daniels, you're seeing the fruits of the labor in real time. And that's a special thing. That's a special thing. It's been a long, long time since we've had a transcendent talent like Jayden. And I know we want to point back to 2012, but I continue to say it. 2012 ain't got nothing on this group. 2012, it felt like we were waiting for the other shoe to drop. They had to create half-field reads for the quarterback. They had to baby Robert. And we all know it. Robert wasn't the stand-up individual that Jayden is. I'm not here to dunk on Robert. I'm just telling you why this is different and why this is so special. So after his 5-touchdown performance Sunday, after knocking off the hottest team in the National Football League, does Sunday's win make you look at Washington any differently? Because I think there were varying opinions out here in terms of how we feel about this team. I'll start with myself. Before Sunday, I looked at Washington as a group that I'm not going to say wasn't capable, but it wasn't very likely that they would be able to beat a team like a Philadelphia, a Green Bay, a Detroit. I gave them a 30% chance to win this football game coming into it. And obviously we know the context around the victory. Jalen Hurts was lost for the game. But that doesn't stop. That doesn't take away from Washington and what they were able to do offensively. I don't have a bevy of questions about the offense. It's the defense to me still. And they played pretty damn well. I understand Jalen Hurts wasn't there, and if you've played football at any level, you understand the impact that not having Jalen Hurts had on Philadelphia's rushing attack. That being said, didn't stop Shelton Day from whipping ass. Didn't stop Jalen Holmes from kicking ass. Deron Payne played out of his mind. I thought it was a complete effort from that group, especially when you consider the poor situations that they were put in. But the phone lines are wide open. 1-800-636-1067. Does Sunday's win make you look at the Commanders any differently? I'll start with myself, and I'll say, yeah, it does. And it pains me to admit it, but what do I always say? I'm a man first before anything. So I know all of you like to hop in the chat and tweet at me and say, oh, you're a flip-flopper, and oh, there's no room for you on the bandwagon, or oh, the team doesn't want your support. Excuse me for my opinion changing when new information is presented. We can inject all of you with truth serum, Doc Walker style. Ain't no way in hell, if you realistically watch this group for 15 weeks, ain't no way in hell that you were picking them going into Sunday's game against Philadelphia. If you were, Ashburn syndrome. Right. That's where we sit with this thing. And it wasn't a slight against Washington. It just is what it is. I called this team average last week. And I had people jumping down my throat, sending hate mail to my apartment, threatening to cut off my water. I'm joking. You don't have that power. But you get what I'm saying. You all were really ticked off with me because I called this team average. From what you saw the first 15 weeks, why were you upset at me calling them average? Would I say they're an average team still after Sunday? Probably not. But I want to go to the phones on this, man. It's your show. 1-800-636-1067 is the number. Washington scored 36 points against the NFL's best defense Sunday, and they ended a 10-game winning streak. Does Sunday's win versus Philadelphia make you look at the Commanders any differently? If it does, how so?